Gaming Bolt presents 15 things you need to know before you buy Madden NFL 19. EA Sports returns with its annual American football simulation franchise, and with Madden NFL 19, they're looking to add more tweaks and improvements to their gameplay to offer a more authentic and enjoyable experience than ever before. In this feature, we're going to take a look at 15 of the biggest improvements and additions they're making to their formula. Real Player Motions. Real Player Motions is the big new improvement in this year's Madden, and it's looking to add an extra layer of authenticity to the experience. The purpose of this new feature is to give players even greater control over how their players move on the pitch, while also adding more personality to the players by way of more realistic and fluid movements. Real Player Motion is paving the way for several new mechanics which, combined, should add for an experience that allows greater tactical depth on the field. Let's take a look at these mechanics one by one. One Cut. As one of the new mechanics being brought about as a result of the addition of Real Player Motions, veteran fans of the Madden games will really appreciate the addition of One Cut. Thanks to more authentic and lifelike movements, One Cut allows players to make better runs and, more notably, make more realistic cut-ups on the field. Push the Pile. Push the Pile is another important new addition. Thanks to this mechanic, players will be able to make pushes at the line of scrimmage, which will then allow them to gain that extra yard, which should in turn aid them with their runs in the extra tight situations. It should hopefully bolster offensive options and reduce the reliance in the online metagame on outside runs. Hit the Hole. Hit the Hole is, in a way, an extension of Push the Pile, except in a slightly different way. It allows players to be able to make better and more responsive runs, but it does so by being able to better read the gaps in the opposition's defense. Hopefully, with the help of this mechanic, we should now see fewer awkward trips and collisions on the outside edges of the field. Zone Coverage. Zone coverage is also pretty important, and perhaps the one improvement that Madden fans have been asking for the most. While the likes of Push the Pile and Hit the Hole are changes that provide better offensive options, zone coverage is looking to balance that out by adding defensive strength to the game as well. This will help upgrade the AI and make it more adept while playing zone coverage on defense. Touchdown Celebrations. Touchdown Celebrations is something that doesn't add any mechanical depth to the gameplay itself, but fans of the series and the sport will definitely appreciate it, as it contributes towards the overall atmosphere and feel of the game significantly. Madden NFL will now allow players to make interactive touchdown celebrations as well as team celebrations, which, as you might know, were actually made legal by the NFL for the 2017 season. New Depth Chart Positions. EA Sports are also adding new depth chart positions to Madden NFL 19. Sub-linebacker, slot cornerback, slot wide receiver, rush left defensive end, rush right defensive end, rush defensive tackle, and power halfback are all new depth chart positions that are being added by the development team. Meanwhile, new offensive player statistics to determine certain attributes of players are also being added, including break sacks, break tackles, and receiver route running. PC version. The last Madden game that launched on PC was Madden NFL 08 more than a decade ago, but EA Sports are bringing their franchise back to the platform. Madden NFL 19 will be launching on PC as well, which is excellent because surely there are a lot of PC gamers that have been wanting to play the Madden games on their preferred system of choice. LONGSHOT returns. EA Sports have been experimenting with story-focused single-player campaigns in their sports titles recently, something which started out in FIFA 17's The Journey. Madden introduced its own variant of that last year with LONGSHOT, and it will be coming back for a second season in Madden NFL 19, once again following the stories of Devin Wade, who will continue his upward trajectory in his career in the NFL after breaking through last year, and Colt Cruz, who looks for another chance to prove himself in the NFL, while constantly trying to balance his ambitions with real-life obligations that keep pulling him away. More gameplay in LONGSHOT. The one complaint people had most often about LONGSHOT in Madden NFL 18 was that there just wasn't enough football-related on-field gameplay in it, making it seem a little lacking in that regard. EA Sports are going to try to address those concerns directly and have promised more gameplay and more on-field action than last year's campaign. In fact, they claim that this year's LONGSHOT will have 4 times the amount of gameplay than what we saw last year. Franchise Mode. Franchise mode will also be returning and will allow players to choose offensive or defensive playstyles as per their preferences or requirements, while deciding whether to prioritize long-term goals or short-term successes. It will span both multiplayer and single-player matches, where you will then be able to put your chosen tactics to the test, while the schemes you choose will be linked to a new progression system that will be based on authentic positioning. Additionally, it will also include a custom draft class creator, which will also allow you to create your own draft classes from both past and present players included in the game's roster. LONGSHOT players in Connected Franchise. On top of that, Devin Wade and Colt Cruz, the two main characters from LONGSHOT mode, will be controllable in Connected Franchise mode, which will see Wade trying to achieve Super Bowl glory, while Cruz will be attempting to lead his high school football team to success. They will, of course, also be available in Ultimate Team, as you may have expected. Ultimate Team 3v3. Speaking of Ultimate Team, the popular mode is also receiving some new upgrades. One of these is, of course, 3 vs 3 online matches. It's fairly self-explanatory, right? You play 3 vs 3 matches with your very own Ultimate Team, but online. It should be an interesting addition though because, well, who doesn't like more options, right? Ultimate Team Solo Battles. The more interesting addition to Ultimate Team, though, is Solo Battles. It will be an offline Ultimate Team experience and driven by leaderboards. Your placement on these boards will be determined by your performance across 13 challenges every week, as well as what difficulty you play these on, with a higher difficulty making for a higher score. It sounds like an interesting way to experience Ultimate Team without all of its online trappings. PS4 Pro and Xbox One X. Madden NFL 19 will also feature support for the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro. The exact specifications of what frame rates and resolutions it will target on both, though, have not yet been confirmed. At any rate, expect it to feature 4K resolutions, dynamic or native, as well as HDR support. Those stadiums and players should look even more stunning, and that's really never a bad thing. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from Gaming Bolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.